Hello and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools with us here today. My name is Jenny and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check back on the schedule on our website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. That's strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Colorado Mountain College.
Thank you. I'll get my presentation up and going here. Always likes to take a minute to load. So while we get going, my name is Jill Schmidt. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions and Outreach at Colorado Mountain College, and I'm excited to tell you more about CMC. Hope that you can find inspiration in the mountains in the same way that we do. All right, so sharing a little bit about what makes CMC unique. We do have the most affordable bachelor's degree in Colorado, which is a pretty awesome thing. No matter what your tuition classification, you should be able to enjoy that affordable rate. We are small with a class size averaging 15 students per class. CMC has many program opportunities with 5 bachelor's degrees, about 50 associate degrees, and 60 plus certificates that can all be achieved while exploring the mountains and at low tuition. So we are actually in the mountains. CMC has 11 campuses located across the mountains of Colorado. The college district and service area cover 12,000 square miles, 3 national forests, 6 wilderness areas, and most of Colorado's major ski resorts. 3 of the campuses are residential, where students can live on campus and have many student activities. At CMC, there are clubs, game nights, student government, and other leadership opportunities, and a supportive community for students to live and grow in. So these 3 residential campuses are located in Leadville, Spring Valley at Glenwood Springs, and Steamboat Springs. All 3 of these locations provide students with very different and yet equally amazing opportunities and beautiful environments to study in. I want to tell you about the 3 residential campuses. So Leadville is a historic mining town sitting at about 10,200 feet above sea level, which makes it the highest elevated city in the United States. The campus is surrounded by miles of trails, including the Mineral Belt Trail, running right from campus, and a great place for the cross-country ski team to train. And it houses the unique CMC program ski area operations. Also popular at this campus is outdoor recreational leadership, ecosystems science and management, thinking forestry and conservation, and many general associate of art and science degrees. Then moving up north, Steamboat Springs is a beautiful ski resort town with views from the Steamboat Ski Resort visible from every angle of campus and just a short walk up from downtown Steamboat Springs. The CMC Alpine Ski Team is based at this campus and competes at the Division I level. It is an excellent place to study the Bachelor's of Arts in Sustainability Studies with the Bear Park Permaculture Garden. And also great is the pre-engineering program where students design and construct a haunted house each year. Also in Steamboat is the exciting ski and snowboard business or hospitality and resort management programs with endless hands-on opportunities. Then moving over west to Spring Valley, which is located between Glenwood Springs and Aspen in the Roaring Fork Valley, known for any kind of outdoor sport you can want and an innovative arts scene. The Spring Valley campus has many recent updates, including a new welcome center, outdoor leadership and field house, which has the tallest climbing wall on the western slope, and a fully renovated student center. It houses the Isaacson School of Communications and Digital Media, Graphic Design, and Photography, along with theater. Also popular on this campus is the Nursing and Veterinary Technology program with a 220-acre farm serving as a student's classroom. Additionally, there are 8 community campuses where students can study any number of CMC's innovative programs, but arrange their own housing, which, to be honest, can be kind of expensive and difficult to find in our mountain towns, which is why we've got our residential campuses. Education is affordable at CMC, which I have mentioned, while the quality is high. So we do have, and what I should have on this slide is the WUI cost. So WUI, Western Undergraduate Exchange, is 1.5 times in-state tuition. So you're not paying out-of-state tuition, which is almost $14,000, but you don't quite get in-state tuition. The WUI tuition is just over $8,000. So your full cost of attendance would be roughly $20,000 for the full year. That includes books, fees, tuition, everything. So as an Arizona resident, as long as you meet qualifications, you could qualify for that. Just a fair note that nursing and vet tech are not eligible for the WUI rate. There is also financial aid available and many scholarship opportunities. But admission at CMC is open access, where all students are accepted. And the application deadline is, or there is no application deadline. It is always free to apply. So you can apply whenever. There's no essays, recommendation letters, and tests are optional. Only used if you have them as placement into classes, not for acceptance. So you can learn more about CMC at coloradomtn.edu and find out how you can have an exciting and successful future at CMC, take advantage of all of the resources, student services, career services, study abroad opportunities, student life activities, leadership opportunities that you can possibly imagine. So you can connect with me. I am Jill Schmidt. You can also find colleagues' information and learn more about how you can get involved and what might be a good fit for you at CMC. So thank you all so much.
Thank you very much. And a reminder to our participants that you can ask questions of our schools here at any time using that Q&A function. Up next, we have University of Northern Colorado.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me this evening. I want to just share a little bit about University of North Colorado. My name is John Myers. I'm the Assistant Director of Regional Recruitment here at UNC. So we are University of North Colorado located in Greeley, Colorado. A few quick facts before we get started. We're founded in 1889. We are the state's normal schools. We were founded as an educational background, teaching and education, and that's in our bones still today. So we are firmly founded in the education background. Mid-size, about 10,000 students. I'll talk more about our student breakdown and population here in just a bit. But we about 7,000 of those students are undergraduate students, about 3,000 graduate, with 91% of those being full-time students. This is kind of our first slide, and it shows our campus a little bit. I love the sidewalks, and I love the fact that there are no straight paths. We want to be available and a path to get you through your educational career in a timely manner, but do so at your passions, find your passions and seek those out here on our campus. So that's one of our claims to fame. We are a students first university, which means that we are holding the students' decisions, the process of our campus. We are deciding how that operates from the student's perspective when making those decisions. Kind of break down our population. I did say about 10,000 students. We do have about 87% of our students from Colorado. A large percentage of our students do come from Arizona as well. So 7% total from our WUI state, which is the Western Undergraduate Exchange state. 31% of our UNC first-year undergraduate students do identify as students of color. Meanwhile, 43% of incoming first-year students are first generation, which means they're the first in their family to go to college. A few things here. If you're passionate about certain things, we've got a cancer rehabilitation center on campus for our students that have interest in the biomedical science field to explore internship and guide to a cancer rehabilitation center that's open to the public. That's a cool thing. If you're interested in business, one of our top programs, you can have the opportunity to manage a multi-million-dollar portfolio in the Student and Foundation Fund Finance class. So a couple highlights that I love about this slide. We are, as I said, mid-size. We're also research-based. We also do a lot with hands-on education. So we are passionate about the classroom space. We are also passionate about you getting a chance to do some of the work outside the classroom. UNC is one of 3 Colorado 4-year public doctoral research universities. We are Carnegie Classified Research Institution. 12 campus-based research centers and institutes. A few things I'll highlight here on this slide while you're looking at the slide here. A few things, 4 things. You'll benefit from innovative teaching. As I said earlier, it's in our DNA. As a student, you'll learn from the experts. The second thing that I think you get here at UNC is you get to cultivate your unique potential. As I said, we're a students first university. So our just right size and unique approach to education, you can explore to find out where your passions are and then pursue those while you're here at UNC. As this slide says, hands-on education. You also get a chance to grow outside the classroom. UNC is a leader in community and civic engagement, and will give you opportunities to grow, and not just on campus, but outside of campus in our community if you decide to do that as well. And then be successful. Our faculty, our classes are all taught by professors. So succeed with individual support. Our faculty will know you by name, encourage you in your exploration and education throughout your 4 years here at UNC. 100 undergraduate programs, our top 5 majors: business administration, nursing, elementary education. I also link secondary education to that as well, psychology, and sport and exercise science. So you can kind of see those are kind of all over the board. Many of our students do internships in addition to if they want to research. That is available, again, as I mentioned, through the 12 research centers and institutes around campus. Average class size, even being a mid-sized university, is 27, with a student faculty ratio being 17:1. So very personal size. We also get the Division I experience as well. We are in Greeley, Colorado. So Greeley is just on the about an hour and 20 minutes north of the DIA of Denver, and about 2.5 hours from all your skiing and snowboarding, about an hour and a half from Rocky Mountain National Park, and just over an hour from the Denver airport to get access there. Greeley is about 100,000 population, 21 miles of the historic River Trail. Very music, arts, sports enthusiasts all over. So we do also, UNC and Greeley do sponsor the Jazz Festival, which is the largest event of its kind in the country. And throughout the summer has Friday Fest, which are free summer concert series as well. So it's a fun campus outside space outside the college campus. The application process is simple here. We are on the Common App. We also have our own Bear application. So just an application for admission. The $50 application fee. We are test optional. So ACT and SAT scores are not required. They are optional, truly optional. And we just need your transcripts. We do take holistic admissions. So we do evaluate your file based on your GPA, course rigor, completion of academic courses, letters of recommendation if provided, and personal statements if provided. Both those things are also optional in our admissions process. We do also offer scholarships. So you'll see in the green in the middle, you'd be the WUI resident in Arizona. So our scholarships on that side of it start with the Bear scholarship, which is a minimum of 3.0 GPA for $3,000 a year. The provost is $4,000, residential $5,000, and trustee is $6,000. We do hope you'll make UNC an option to give us look to, and we'll see you soon on campus.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Colorado State University, Pueblo.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Morenweiser. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Colorado State University, Pueblo, for our Recruitment and Visitor Services area. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. All right. Can everybody see my screen okay? Thumbs up anymore?
Yes, it looks good. I think it's in presenter mode though.
Oh. Did that work?
Yes. It's still, oh, it just went away.
Let's try that again. Hold on one second. All right, are we okay now?
It's pulling up right now. It's a black screen, but I can see your controls at the bottom.
Let's see real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try this one more time here.
If presenter mode is better, you can do it in that if that's working better for you.
All right, are we seeing that?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, a little bit of problem solving there. All right, so like I said, I'm Ashley Morenweiser, Assistant Director of Admissions at Colorado State University, Pueblo. We are located in Pueblo, Colorado, and we have a campus of about 4,000 students, so we're a smaller to medium-sized campus. Our average class size is 16 students, so you are going to be in those smaller class sizes where professors know you, they know your name, they know how you're doing in those classes. We do have about 40% first generation students, which means that neither parent has earned a bachelor's degree, and we do offer some scholarships for first generation students that you can automatically qualify for. And then we've got about 50% students from diverse backgrounds or students who self-report that they're from an underrepresented population. So that means that you're kind of going to be in classes with mixed variety of students from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different places, and that we really value that at CSU Pueblo. You're going to get an experience where you're meeting and interacting with people that are different than you. All right, over here we've got over 80 areas of study on campus, lots of things for you to study. Some of our more popular programs from various areas are our nursing program, our automotive industry management, engineering with a specialization in mechatronics, CIS with cybersecurity, our business school, and our health science programs. Those are all really popular ones that we have. We also value hands-on experiences at CSU Pueblo. So we've got a couple new programs. One of those is called Discovery Scholars, and you actually get to get in your freshman year and work with faculty doing research on campus, and you can actually get paid a stipend for that as well. We do have a new advising model this year also, where you're not only getting an academic success coach, but you're also getting 2 peer mentors and a faculty mentor to help you through those milestones from now until graduation and make sure that you're career ready when you graduate. We do have 21 NCAA Division II sports, and we participate in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. And we've got over 75 clubs and organizations on campus as well. We do also offer the reduced out-of-state tuition or WUI program that Jill was talking about earlier. So for our Arizona students, we do have that where you're paying 1.5 times the in-state rate instead of the out-of-state rate, what that would look like. We do also offer automatic merit scholarships from $500 up to $8,000 per year, depending on your GPA, class rank, and or ACT or SAT scores. You only need one of those to qualify, and you don't have to have all of them. You can submit your ACT, SAT scores if they'll get you those scholarships, but we are also test optional. So you don't have to submit those test scores if you don't want to. We give away about $50 million in aid each year. So we're really big on trying to help you guys pay for college and make sure that there's a way for you to get in. About 90% of our students each year receive some type of financial aid. On top of that, we do have our application. We have a $25 application fee that we are happy to waive for you if you reach out to us. And we don't have any essays or letters of recommendation required for our application. So you just have to go ahead and fill out the application, submit your transcripts, test scores if you would like to, and then pay that fee or waive that fee. So it's super easy for you to do. And then we are on rolling admissions too. So you can kind of apply at any time. We do recommend you do it earlier so that you can be eligible for more financial aid. I'm happy to answer any questions in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And a great reminder to our participants, if you do have questions at any time, feel free to use that Q&A function. Our schools are here and ready to answer your questions. Up next, we have the University of Colorado, Denver.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing having a great night tonight. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the University of Colorado, Denver. And we'll go ahead and get started. So really probably the number one reason why a lot of students are picking CU Denver is our location. So we are located right in the heart of downtown Denver. So you kind of have our college campus, which doesn't have too many roads that go through it. There's tons of green space. So you'll see students playing volleyball, spike ball, hammocking, and then you cross Spear Boulevard and you're in downtown. So if you're really looking for that kind of urban, exciting environment, then we're, a great school for you. You're within walking distance of 16th Street Mall, which has every restaurant known to mankind. We're really close to Larimer Square, which is the oldest block in Denver. We're just catty cornered to the Denver Performing Arts Center, which houses 10 different theaters, and our students do get discounted tickets for this. We're also just across the street from Ball Arena and Elish Gardens. Ball Arena is where the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and the Mammoth play, and Elish Gardens is a theme park. We're also about a 15-minute walk to the Rockies, about a 10-minute walk to the Broncos. So it's really easy. And again, you get discounted tickets. We love giving discounted tickets to our students for fun things throughout the city. We also have a really expansive light rail system. So it's really easy to get around the Denver metro area. So since you guys are coming from, Arizona, you might be wondering, like, should I bring a car? Should I not? If you're a city person, just know you do not have to bring a car. It's super easy to get around. You're more than welcome to bring a car as a freshman, especially if you're wanting to explore the Rockies. If you're wanting to go hike and ski and explore, definitely that's an option, but just know it's pretty easy to kind of get around the Denver metro area on the light rail, and you get an RTD pass. So that pass lets you ride the rails and the bus for free. It also goes to and from the airport. So you can actually get from our campus to the airport on the light rail for free. And then kind of going through our colleges and schools a little bit. So kind of breaking down our majors. So we offer about 140 different degree programs. We have our College of Architecture and Planning. We are the only undergraduate architecture program in the state of Colorado. We also have our College of Arts and Media. So this is our film program. We have music programs. We have music business, recording arts, singer-songwriter. We also have our animation programs, which a lot of students go work for Disney Pixar. We have visual arts, drawing, sculpture, photography, graphic design, illustration, kind of all of those are housed in there. With our business school, we are in the top 5% of business schools in the entire nation. With our School of Education and Human Development, that's our teacher certification program, everything from pre-K up through 12th grade. With our College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, that's our bioengineering, mechanical, civil, electrical, kind of all of those are housed in there, as well as computer science. With our School of Public Affairs, that's our criminal justice and kind of our public service major. So if you're wanting to go into law enforcement, local government, lobbying, kind of anything in that avenue. Actually, the mayor of Denver, Michael Hancock, was a graduate of our CU Denver School of Public Affairs, which is pretty cool. And then our final college is our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So this is kind of our largest and broadest school. So with this, it includes majors like biology, chemistry, physics. It also has English, history, philosophy, international studies, all of our languages, sociology, political science, psychology, kind of all of those are in there. And then also all of our pre-health tracks. So we do have a partnership with the Andrews Medical Campus, which is over in Aurora, about 20 minutes east of us. We have a lot of students who will do pathway programs. We actually have a 97% placement rate in the medical school. We have all of the pre-med programs. We have, pre-physical therapy, pre-dentistry, all of that. So just know if you're interested in nursing or pre-med, we are a great choice as well. Also, with all of our programs, we do have the opportunity to do undergraduate research. Resources available to every student. So we have career services and experiential learning. Really being located in Denver is huge for this. We have our study abroad, we offer free tutoring, and then we also have our Center for Identity and Inclusion. So this is to support all of our underrepresented and minority students. So speaking of diversity, so at CU Denver, we have about 11,000 students on our campus. So we're a pretty medium-sized campus. 42% of our students are students of color, 49% of our students are first-generation students, which you've heard a few other presenters talk about a little bit. We have 48 states represented, 64 different countries. Average class size is about 27. Student to faculty ratio is about 17-1. Like some other presenters have said, our professors, they'll get to know you. You're going to get to know them. Some great ways to get to know the other 11,000 students is clubs and organizations. Also living on campus. So we actually have a brand new residential hall. So we just completed it about 2 months ago. So it's really great, right in the center of campus. But at CU Denver, we actually don't require you to live on campus. So it's up to you if you live on campus or off. So just know you can live in a nice new brand new residential hall. You can live in the city. If you have family in the area, you can live with them. So just know we don't require students to live on campus. Then going through cost real quick. So we are also part of WUI, or the Western Undergraduate Exchange Rate. So that does give that discounted tuition rate to all of the states west of Colorado. For us, it's just about 18,000. This is before scholarships or financial aid. We do give merit scholarships, which are based off of your high school GPA, and those do go up to about $4,000 per year for all 4 years. So total of about 16,000 across all 4 years at CU Denver. Just know there's nothing extra you have to do for these. You are automatically enrolled in WUI. WUI is for every single one of our programs. There's nothing extra you have to do. The second you submit your application and we see Arizona, you are in WUI. And then on top of that, you are going to get a merit scholarship. So just know all of that is included there. And then for our application, it is really simple. You can either go to our website or go through the Common App. We have a $50 application fee. And then all we need are your high school transcripts, just 9th through 11th grade. That's it. I know a few other presenters have mentioned this as well. So yeah, we don't need letters of recommendation, essays. We are test optional. So really all we need is just that application and your transcripts. And then definitely just feel free to reach out to me. So I actually work with all of our out-of-state students. So if there's any questions that you have, I recently moved, I guess not recently, 4 years ago, feels like recently. I recently moved to Denver. So if you guys have questions about moving from out of state or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. I am here to help. So definitely know that all of us here want to help you find the right school for you. So don't be afraid to reach out. And I'll pass it on back to Jenny.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Western Colorado University.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, and then I will get started. All right, you guys, hello. My name is Flynn Guerreri. I am one of the recruiters here at Western. I also graduated from Western in 2018, so if you have any questions about campus itself, let me know. And I actually came from out of state, so if you have questions about WUI or how you can use that, I'm from Wyoming originally, so I can definitely help you out. So Western is actually located in Gunnison, Colorado. We're about 3.5 hours away from Denver, and we're really in your traditional kind of Colorado mountain town, beautiful area, but that just means that you have a lot of access to the outdoors, BLM land, National Park Service, National Forest, and a lot of times you find yourself in classrooms out there. So really cool opportunities to get outside. One of the things that I really enjoy is that there's 750 miles of single track. So if you're interested in mountain biking, hiking, or anything outdoors, definitely have access to that. Just like a lot of my colleagues said, we are a little bit smaller of an institution. So our undergrad population is right around 3,000 students. And our graduate is right around 500. So the town itself is 8,000. So that includes the 3,000. So definitely a really nice community college atmosphere that you get. And our classroom size average is 16, and that includes your freshman year. So you don't really see yourself in a lecture hall. My largest class was 26. My smallest was 6 while I was there for my years. I think a big question you can always ask yourself is, where will you succeed? Can you sit down in a large lecture hall and be really successful in college? If you can, great, kudos to you. I definitely couldn't. But if you can see yourself being more successful in those smaller class sizes, that's a great way while you're starting your college search. Some of our major academics out of kind of the 100 different programs that we have that we find our students kind of navigating towards is our environment and sustainability. We have access to the Rocky Mount Biological Laboratory, which is the longest standing climate change research facility. So that's really awesome. We have a cool partnership with them. Recreation, outdoor education, biology, and business. But we also have everything from education to mechanical engineering to computer science. Really anything that you're looking for, we can help build your pathway. And if you don't know, that's totally fine. We'll put you in our exploratory program, and you don't have to declare your major until the end of your sophomore year. So we can give you some room to kind of search what's going to fit you and where you want to go. So even though Western's a little bit smaller, we still have 50 plus clubs. I think we have a really, really amazing community. And if there's a club that you're super passionate about right now, but you don't find it at Western, you can start it. All you need is 8 other people. You go to Student Government Association and say, hey, I'm super passionate about this. Can I get this started? My best friend started Paranormal Pursuits. So she went ghost hunting on Saturdays with her and her club. So really anything you can see, from academics to passions to, being able to rent gear to go mountain biking, climbing, hiking, or anything like that. We kind of have it all. Some of the support systems that we have in place are listed here. The ones I really like to highlight is the Epic Mentors. Every single one of our freshmen, transfer or first-time freshmen, do get a peer mentor, along with mental health counseling. It's free for every student. And then your traditional tutoring and career services to help you get a job post-college, because that's why we're going to college, to help us down the road. So those are some of the few that I really, really loved while I was there. And then the same thing, a lot of people are talking, college is super expensive, so how can we make it as affordable as possible? So just like a lot of my colleagues, we do have WUI, just like I said, that's how I was able to leave Wyoming and go to Colorado. But the Western Colorado University out-of-state tuition is right around that $18,000, but that doesn't include WUI, that doesn't include any of the merit scholarships, and 80% of our students do receive some sort of aid. One of those scholarships that I really like to point out, so you guys are obviously kind of on that right side, the out-of-state scholarship, this is just your merit scholarship. You don't have to do anything for this, but if you have 3.35, you instantly get $8,000 off of your tuition, meaning you only pay 10. But then if you have that 4.0, $10,000 off of that tuition. So when you're looking in colleges, figure out how you can make it as affordable as possible for really what you're trying to do. And asking about merit scholarships or WUI or anything like that is a great way to start. One of the biggest things that I wish someone could come back and tell me while I was looking into colleges, like go visit the campuses that you're interested in viewing, or potentially you can see yourself there. Go see campus, go see if it's a place that you can really find yourself and be there for 4 years. It's a big commitment. A couple different ways that you can visit Western is you could just go to western.edu/visits. We do have visits Monday through Friday, 10:30, or Saturdays by appointment. But one of the big things I really love is a preview day. It gives you that full experience of what it's like to be on Western's campus, to be a student. I can talk to you all the time, but when you're actually talking to students that are living in it at that moment, to the professors, you're having food on campus, I think that's a really, really great way to see if that's going to be a place for you, and ask other institutions too if they're doing this. If you do sign up for one of our preview days too, we will supply or provide one night of a hotel for you and your family just for getting up into the valley. So especially if you're coming from Arizona, it's a little bit further out. So just kind of helping out a little bit there, which is cool. And another really cool thing, just like a lot of my colleagues mentioned, is we are completely test optional, just meaning that when we're looking at your applications, that test score is just not going to hurt you. It's not going to make it or break it in the admissions. Another really big recommendation that you can do is while you're searching, ask colleges, is it test optional for admissions as well as scholarships? Sometimes scholarships are still requiring test scores, and providing if you can get it off of that. So ask that question. Western ourselves, we are test optionals with admissions and scholarships, so just keep that in mind. We are rolling admissions, just meaning that you can apply whenever you can get it in. The sooner the better, just so you can get a bigger financial aid package. And then our application fee is right around $30, but we are always willing to waive that. So just use Go Western 2022. If you're a senior, if you're a junior, most likely it's going to be Go Western 2023, kind of keeping it easy there. And here's my information. If you want to scan that QR code, it just basically gives you some information you can plug in, and then I'll reach out personally. But if you have any questions in the chat too, I am here to answer them. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yes, our Q&A is still open. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A. And last but not least, we have Fort Lewis College.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So my name is Hope. I'm one of the admission counselors for Fort Lewis College. I'm specifically the admission counselor for Arizona. So if any of you have questions, I'll be the one to reach out to. But I actually graduated from Fort Lewis College. I got my degree in biology and a minor in math. So I know a lot about the school, and I'm also from Durango. So I know about the Durango area as well. So Durango is located in the southwest corner of Colorado, so down there near the Four Corners area. We're really close to Telluride, Canyonlands, and Moab, and then Mesa Verde National Park. So it's a really beautiful location, and there's plenty of ways to explore. We are a smaller school, so we have about 3,500 students, but even though we're a smaller school, we're incredibly diverse. So over 50% of our students are students of color, and we have 185 Native American tribes and Alaska Native villages represented on campus. What's really nice about having such a diverse school is that you really get that experience connecting with other students that come from different backgrounds. And then it's also just a much better representation of the world that we all live in, so that you're adequately prepared once you do graduate. So our average class size is just over 20 students, and our student to faculty ratio is about 15 to 1. So that really helps you get that one-on-one connection with your professor, They can help mentor you so that you can find any internships later on, research opportunities, or job opportunities once you do graduate. And they're there to make sure that you succeed. All of our classes are entirely taught by faculty, so you won't have any teaching assistants teaching your classes. And over 90% of our professors hold the highest degree in their field, so a lot of them have their PhD and are experts on the subjects that they're teaching. So this is a page of all of our areas of study. We have 55 majors, 45 minors, and 6 certificates. Our popular majors are going to be our STEM majors, our adventure education major, our exercise physiology major, our business department, and our education department. So those are all really popular. There's different ways to get connected. And again, you're really getting that one-on-one connection with your professors in those classes. We are also a liberal arts college, so you don't actually have to declare your major until your second year of school. In that first year, you're taking your liberal arts course, so you're taking your English, your math, your history, and your art classes. So you can get that out of the way and you don't have to be stressed about declaring your major right away. So I mentioned we have internship opportunities and undergraduate research opportunities. Those are great ways to get hands-on experience if you're planning to apply to any graduate school, medical school, or if you're just planning to go straight into the workforce. Again, you're working with professors who most of the time have their PhD. Since we live in such a beautiful environment, there's also field studies that you can do. We also do offer study abroad. So if you wanted to go to one of our sister schools across the world, you can do that. And you would be paying the same tuition that you pay at Fort Lewis College, including any scholarships. Now, I know that school is not just about education, so we do have over 60 student clubs and organizations that put on different events throughout campus. There's plenty of ways to get involved. You can also start a new club at our school. You just need a couple of students and a faculty representative, so if you don't find what you're looking for, you can always start it. We also do have varsity sports, club sports, and intramural sports. If you're interested in playing varsity sports, I would recommend reaching out to the coach directly. And then we also do have 4 affinity centers that I want to briefly touch on. So we have the Native American Center, El Centro de Muchos Colores, and we have the Gender and Sexuality Resource Center and the Black Student Resource Center. All of those provide tutoring, office hours with professors, and then they put on different events throughout the year as well. So as far as our admission, we're also test optional. So we're really just looking at your transcript and your GPA. The middle 50% of our students fall between a 3.0 and a 3.8 GPA. So if you're in that range, you're in a really good place for admission. There is a $40 application fee, but if you visit campus, that fee is waived. And if you reach out to us, we'll also give you a fee waiver code. So our out-of-state tuition is around $17,700 a year, but there are plenty of scholarship opportunities. So for our out-of-state merit scholarships, you can get a scholarship all the way up to $10,000 a year. And then we're also part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. These scholarships are not stackable. So if you get a merit scholarship, you won't get the Western Undergraduate Exchange Scholarship and vice versa. There's also other ways to save. So if you haven't started filling out the FAFSA, definitely do that. The application opened October 1st. And then we also have what's called the Native American Tuition Waiver. So if you're part of a US federally recognized tribe or Alaska Native village, you will go to Fort Lewis College tuition free. You're still responsible for your room and board fees and your student fees, but you will not pay anything in tuition. And then there are also a couple of other scholarships listed there. Again, if you have questions about any of this, feel free to reach out later. And then Durango is a middle-sized town, so we have about 18,000 people as a population. We do have an airport if you're worried about traveling back home. And then if you don't want to bring a car, we do have a free city bus pass for all students. And if you want to visit campus, we have campus tours. We also have open house events, and then admitted student programs and virtual options that can be found directly on our website. And if you have questions, this is my contact information. You can reach me by the phone, text, or email. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our schools here today. We have some time, so we'll go through a little bit of a Q&A. So I'll invite all of the schools back on video now. And I'll put up our first question here. All right. So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We'll share our nuggets of wisdom with our participants here tonight. We'll go in the same order. So we'll start with Colorado Mountain College.
All right, so it is a very overwhelming process. I'm sure you've noticed because there's so many options and there's so many places you could probably see yourself. I know a few folks mentioned visiting campus is always great to do. And also thinking outside of the box, you know, like maybe it's okay to do something that is different from your family or is different from the biggest group of your friends. But, you know, you're doing good by just listening in on what your options are and make the choice that feels the right to you, the right choice to you.
My piece of college advice would be to generate a spreadsheet, pros, cons. As you might have heard tonight, there's similarities in many of the schools, especially listed here and around the country. So if you want to go away, an Excel spreadsheet is good for pros and cons to help you in the end with your college search.
I would sort of echo what Jill said, but I would say find somewhere where you feel like you belong. So there's one thing that, you know, if they have your major or have a sport you want to play or you like a club, but find somewhere where you feel like this is the right fit for me. I belong here.
I mean, I don't want to sound like an old record, but I would kind of echo what a lot of people have said is definitely visiting campus. You're going to get that gut feeling when you're on that right campus, when you're, you know, walking around, when you like visit the, you know, the dorm, if you're going to the library, you're going to kind of have that like, okay, like I feel like, you know, I belong here. You might get along really well with your student ambassador tour guide, or you might just have that like moment of like, I see myself here, and don't discount your gut. Like it's going to tell you, you're going to definitely know. And I think just being able to actually physically be in camp, you know, at different campuses is going to be the best way that you can do that.
I also think visiting campus is very important, but to add an extra kind of level to that, I also think ask a lot of questions. Like I think being here tonight is a great way to have some questions answered, but don't be afraid to ask about more scholarship opportunities or more details about financial aid or using resources the schools provide. See if the financial aid office will compare your two offers from maybe Western and another school or whatever schools you're looking at. Use those resources that you have and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, I would definitely say visiting campus, but then also looking at the different types of colleges that there are. So looking at size, looking at what resources are offered, and making sure that not only you're going to want to go there, but that you're going to want to stay there, because staying there is more important than just going to college.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. One thing that I've heard over and over again in these panels is also to reach out to your admissions counselors. So everyone here today we're here and willing to help you. That's their job. So definitely reach out to all of these lovely people here. They've put their contact info in the chat and they're here to help you. So definitely reach out, you know, like they were saying, ask questions. So they're here to help. So thank you so much. Thank you for all of the really great advice. That will wrap up our panel for today. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the schools for being here. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. So we'd really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions that are happening tomorrow. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. That's strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. Thank you so much and have a great evening.